Okay, very good, very good. Let's go. All right, this is session number 2. Hello everyone, hello, thank you so much for joining today. My name is Jay, and I am conducting these weekly, daily classes from Monday to Wednesday. I'm calling it Bari Basics. In my mother tongue, Bari means the essentials, so it's a very basic, essential training on web programming. Okay, so this is the website where this is what I call, if you want to make a note of it, please make a note of it. It's stories.thechalakast.com. That is the website, which is like a learning hub. You'll find all the information about our training. I'm actually building a textbook. Let me just show that to you. This is my textbook that I'm working on. Let me increase the zoom a little bit so you can see properly. There you go. So this is a textbook that I have been writing using my experience as a developer and a trainer. My experience of almost 8+ years as a trainer, and some some 15 to 20 years of experience as a programmer. So I'm writing a textbook, and these sessions are complementing this textbook. So the classes, the textbook, and code, everything we'll see here, they all combine together. So to get here, all you have to do is go to the website, stories, one second, yeah, there we go. This is the website. This is where you can go to self-learn web programming in case you're not able to join these live classes and so on. After the class, the recordings will be available on my YouTube channel. The link will be there in the chat or on this website. So this is the website. The link I've already shown to you earlier. This is the link. Please make a note of this link. This is the link where you'll find all the details like code, videos, live session, schedule. Everything is going to be in this specific link. All right then. So last session, in session number 1, you can see here, this is session 2. In session number 1, I spent a lot of time. There were some technical difficulties, but still I was able to explain what this training is all about, what we're trying to do and everything. So I'm not going to go ahead and repeat all that, but in every session I'm going to give a quick explanation about what is this program all about. Now, Bari Basics program, this website, this tutorial, everything is about teaching you the very basics of programming. Now, the question is, when someone says basics, what is basics? You see, the problem is one person's basic is another person's complicated things, and another person's complicated thing is one more person's basic. So we have to have like a standard. What is a basic? So let's look at that. So let me go back to my textbook here, and if I go back to my textbook, I have built a very simple website here. Let me open that. Yes, there we go. So on the screen, you will see there's a simple website which is loading right now. And this is a very simple website. And what you see here is it has something called Bari Basics Programming Web App. So this website, it does a few basic things. First, it is what is called as responsive. Responsive means depending on the screen, the web app will change so that it still looks good. So look at this. Right now I'm showing this on a big laptop screen. I have a 2K or 3K monitor. It looks nice. Now let me change this browser to look like a phone. So let me do that here. So I'm going to go to this responsive mode, and look at that. This is how it will look on an iPad. Looks okay, right? Now let's change it to iPhone or an Android phone. There you go. It still looks good. You see how, this is like, suddenly there is a navigation, but if I change to iPad, there is no navigation, it looks cool. And then when I cancel this responsive mode, it still looks good. So computer, tablet, phone, everywhere it looks good. That is basic responsive design. That's one thing this web app does. Second thing is this web app can talk to an API server. Now what is an API server? An API server is like a data server to which an app talks to. All right, so this app will go ahead. Now for example, if I go here, it tells me that, let me just see. Okay, see, it knows that I'm already logged in. Like last class, I already logged in. And because it is logged in, I'll say, okay, test service. See, look at the status here. Things are still talking to the API server. And then this information just came. See? So let me try it again. There you go. This information, there you go. Now this data is coming from an API server. All right. So if you can build this web app which is responsive, and you know how to build a web app which will talk to an API server where you can collect a token and make an authenticated request, then this class is not for you. Okay, because you're not in that basics category at all. But if you did not understand what I just said, you're like, hey, what is this API server? Hey, what is this calling the API server? What is this responsive design? I don't know how to build this, man. I don't know. Then our classes are for you. Okay, that is what I call basics. So if you can build this, then you're not basic. You're already like an intermediary or an advanced developer, and you'll not learn anything here. But if you don't know that, if you want to learn how to build what you see on the screen right now, then yes, this class is for you, and that is what we are going to learn in these sessions. All right, so let me go ahead and talk about today's topic. Now, previous topic, the entire session was explaining to us what we do, so I just told you what we do. In every class I'll explain what to do because students might be coming in new and going back and all that. Now today, let me go to my textbook. So this is my textbook. So like I said, this video is like a support for the textbook. So this is what we discussed. Hello, introduction in the first session. So today's session, we will go again, hello, and what you'll learn is again introduction. So let's go with developer tools. So today we are going to talk about developer tools. Now let us start by understanding what are these developer tools. Okay, so let me go back to my PowerPoint here. Let me copy the slide. Let me go here, new slide. I'm not very good with PowerPoint, so I'm really sorry. I'll do this weird yeah, I'm really sorry, I don't know PowerPoint, so I'll try to learn that. Okay, so first thing is, let me go ahead and make some space. Yes, okay, so in this class we are going to focus on developer tools. So that brings you the question, who is a developer? That's what we'll talk about. And what are these tools? What is tools? What does a tool mean? Next we'll learn about tools, and finally we'll combine these two words, developer plus tools. What does that mean? And we'll learn about these tools. See these tools. Learning will happen as the sessions and classes progress. And also, if you have any question, just type the question. Don't have to wait for me to finish. You just type your question and I'll answer it at the end of the class. Okay, all right. So now first let me start by asking or explaining what or who is a developer. Software developer. All right, now according to me, in this class, we are trying to become web app developer. Okay, you can call it website developer, you can call it app developer, you can call it software developer, or you can just call it developer. Everything, all of that words is okay. All right, if you really start learning and once you start working and all that, you will know what these words mean, when to use it and all that. So developer is someone who builds an app. In this classroom, a developer who builds a web app is a developer. Now you may be confused, okay, what about website developer and web app developer? Are they the same? Well, it depends on what kind of app you're building. Now, for example, let me do one thing here. If you go to, let's see, now look at this website. Okay, this is what I call a website, because here I can look at things. This is my main website. I can go here. I have some podcast. I have my Twitch stream information. I have my blog information, but I can't do anything here. I can just click on links. I can see things. I can do all those things. Okay, that's it. That's all I can do. I can't do any real work. So this is a website. So if you are a developer who can only build things, which can show things, but it doesn't do anything, that is a website. So if you can only build this, then you are a website developer. Now let's go to this sample project. This sample project I built, now this one. So here what I can do is, now I can go here. All right, now here I have something called update. Okay, I'll go update. So here what's happening, it is talking to the API server. You can see here it said talking to the API server. And then let me go ahead and refresh this. 1 second. There you go. All this information is coming. So here what I'll do is, now the first box, it says MBA. So what I'll do here is, I will go ahead and change this to MCA. So I change it. Now here in this website, I can't change anything. I can't change anything. So here I was able to change the MBA to MCA. Now I will click update education and then see what happens here in the top. Here in the top, you'll get like status update, like what the app is doing. So I'll change it to MCA and I'm going to update. So it says talking to the API server, and it is done, and it says API was successful. And now it is saying, okay, I'm waiting for you to do something. It's like a person asking you, hey, do something, do something, do something. So now if I go back and if I go to this read, see what I updated is here. So I was able to change something. So that means I'm interacting with this website. So when you're interacting with a website, that is like an app, a web app. So if you're using it on a mobile phone, then it's a mobile app. If you're using it in a browser, now this is a browser, Firefox. I'm using the browser Firefox. So this is a web app, whereas this is a website. So that is the difference between a website and a web app developer. So a developer is someone who builds apps. Now, does it mean a person who builds website is not a developer? Nothing like that. There is no strict rule that this person is a developer and that person is nothing like that. If you are building something using software programming languages, then yes, you are a developer. But in our class, if you can build something like this, where you can interact with your web app, that makes you a web app developer. So going back, so you know what a developer is. So that is the person who builds apps where you can interact. You can talk to the app, make it do something for you. Now, next part, tools. Okay, now when you look at anything, anybody, you always need some tools to do your job. For example, I'll take my example. I'm a trainer, so I can teach, but right now we are in the middle of a pandemic. We cannot go outside. I would like it if I can take these classes in a classroom with students where I can talk to them, I can spend time with them directly and all that. Now that would be great, but right now we cannot do that. So what I do, I have this website called Twitch. I create an account there. So Twitch is a tool where you can see me, where you can see my screen, you can hear my voice and all that. And then I have my keyboard, right? this is my Microsoft keyboard. I have my Microsoft mouse. I have this webcam here, my webcam here. I have my iMac. I have my HP. I have my MacBook here. So what are all these things? These are all tools. So I'm a trainer, but just being a trainer doesn't mean I can teach you. Okay, in order for me to teach and in order for you to see me and listen to me, I need to use tools. Similarly, if you are a web app developer, just being a developer, just that knowledge in your head doesn't mean you can do or develop web apps, you need tools. All right, so web developer plus tools, together you make web apps. Okay, so I hope I was able to clarify on the words developer, on the words tools, and on the word phrase developer tools. Now I'm about to show you some developer tools we are going to be using throughout this class. Okay, now this is very important. We cannot jump to coding until we know what tools we are using. It's like before you watch the movie, you have to find the movie theater, you have to buy the ticket, you have to buy the popcorn, you have to find out who will come with you. So there's a lot of preparation you will do before watching a movie. You can't just go and watch a movie. It doesn't work that way, especially if it's a new movie, like a blockbuster movie. Then you will have to plan 1 day, 2 day, 3 day before, and you will wait for it. Just like that, before you can start coding. I'm not going to jump into coding right now. First, I want you to know what the tools are, what the words are. That is what I'm going to do right now. All right. So I hope you understood the phrase here before. So I'm going to start showing these tools one by one. So if you have any questions, this is a good time for you to put some questions there. I'm going to stop talking for a couple of minutes. My throat, it'll get tired before. So I'm going to go quiet for 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, type it in. All right. I'm going to wait for any questions. Otherwise, 2-3 minutes, I'll resume again. Okay, let's see. Tools. Okay, Altria, thank you so much, Altria. Thank you so much for confirming. Thank you so much, Altria. So now we are going to use, now the thing is, if you are going to be a proper web developer, you will actually not use only these tools. Okay, it's a bit of a story. I'll tell you the story. Okay, but first let me tell you about these tools. So first thing is, we are going to use Firefox, the very first. Normally when you think about Firefox, now it is possible that you may be using Chrome, and that is okay. All right, that is fine. But in our tutorials, we are going to use Firefox. Okay, if you want, you can do these steps on Chrome. There's nothing wrong with it, but in my tutorial, I'm going to use Firefox. All right, so Firefox is the very first tool that we are going to use in web development. Why? Because you are building a web app. So now this is a web app. I'm showing it to you in Firefox. So when you build your app, whenever you say okay, like your parents, friends, colleagues, your customers, whoever, if you go ahead and tell people that I see my friend Shemi has brought in some of his users here. Shemi, thank you so much. Hi guys, welcome so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. So guys, Shemi is one of my tutors. So I'm just gonna take a minute. I met him online. I learned a lot from his sessions, by looking at his sessions, by interacting with him, and he has a nice Discord group and everything. I learned a lot from him. One of my best friends right now in the last few days, Altaya. I met Altaya from on through Shemi's channel and Shemi's Discord. So big shout out for Shemi for joining his viewers on my channel. Thank you so much, Shemi. All right, so let's resume. So first tool we are going to use is Firefox. Now Firefox is the browser Firefox is the browser which we are going to use for web app development, and of course also to see the app that we are building. So Firefox is our #1 developer tool we're going to use in all the classes. Again, you can use any browser. You can use Google Chrome. You can use Opera. It doesn't matter. But in our class, we're going to use Firefox. Now, the second thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Codepen. Codepen is what I'm going to use. Now, some of you who are very, very new to web development, you may be even not heard of it. But some of you are already going through some computer classes or have some computer friends. You may have heard about Codepen. So in our classes, we are going to use Codepen. So let me go ahead and load up Codepen here on the screen before I tell you what it is. Let's do this. Okay. I think I'm already logged in. If I'm not, yeah, there you go. I'm already logged in. So this is my profile here. This is my Codepen profile. It says Hyderabad. I'm not in Hyderabad anymore. I had to relocate because of the pandemic. And yeah, so there we go. So this is my Codepen profile, and here I have a collection. So let me go to my collection here, and yeah, this is my Bari Basics collection. This has all the code that I am building for these classes. Now, what is so great about Codepen and why are we using it? Okay, again, let me go ahead and show this here. Now, this is a pen. I'll tell you what a pen is as in the next class or something. So I'm going to go here and you look at this. Okay, look at that. Now, what did Codepen just do? Codepen is automatically giving you a place to write HTML. It is automatically giving you a place to write CSS, and it is automatically giving you a place to write JavaScript. Not only that, it shows you live how your web app will look right there. Now look at this. I'm going to make a small simple change. In fact, no, I don't want to make, I want to change. This is a template. I don't want to change my template. So let me go back to my dashboard here and let me go here and I'm going to just create a new pen. Yeah, template. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is a new template, so I'm going to call this session 2. All right, so there you go, that is done. And those of you who are in the class right now, you will be able to kind of edit this live. That's one of the good things I like about Codepen. You can take the code I'm typing live and edit it on your computer and practice it later and all that. We'll talk a lot about Codepen later. So now this is a new pen. They call it a new pen. And here I'm going to make a small change. I'll just say, hello folks from Twitch. There you go. So I'm going to save it. And look at that. The output came immediately right there within a few seconds. Sometimes it can take up to 30 seconds or 1 minute, but it is right there. The moment I made a change, it came up right there. Now this is very, very important because now why is this important? Why is this important? Because this is where I'll tell you a story. Now this story may be a little boring for people who already know Codepen, but you have to understand I'm from India and here we have some unique challenges that students face, which a lot of students from say developed countries and like US, Europe, UK, they may never have to face. When I was I've been teaching for 8 years, and a lot of times what happens when you try to teach web programming, students will not know how to write the code and then run a local server and then see the output in a browser. So let me just show you. So what I'll do here is when I have to do some programming, I don't use Codepen all the time. If I'm working on an app, I use Visual Studio Code. Now this is another developer tool we'll talk about in another class. So what I'll do is if I want to build a web app, okay, now let me open, this app here, this demo app I keep showing you, this one. Let me open this project. I'll show you how it looks in Visual Studio. So I'm going to open this folder here, project WT. I'm going to go ahead. This is my project for my textbook. And if I go here, and I think it is not this. 1 second. I think this is the tutorial. There you go. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna open here and I go to web code. Yeah, here is our app, Bari Basics Programming Web App. Now this is my actual project. See, it has all my code. This is how it looks. Okay, now what happens here is when you're building an app, it is recommended once you've learned all the basics, right? Remember, we are trying to teach the basics here. Once you've finished learning all the basics, it is recommended that you use Visual Studio Code to type your code, and then you run a server. Okay, you do something like this. I'll write some commands. Don't worry, you don't have to do these commands. We'll not be doing it in our class, not right away at least. So let me go ahead and yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go to this folder. 1 second. That's actually 1 second. See, look at this. Look at the complications that I'll get when I try to do it through Visual Studio. I want to show this to you. I'm kind of making mistakes and confusing you, so you know why we use Codepen. All right, so let me go here. So I have web code, and then I'm going to go Bari. There we go. And then I'm now in the folder here. You see this name, Bari Basics, in the command line. It may be a little small. And then I'm going to say HTTP server. Now, when I do this, you'll see some numbers like 192.168.0 and all that. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and you'll get another error or something. I'll click on that also, and again you get some error again, and I'll finally click on it and I'll type some extra things, and finally I get the web app. So what is happening here? So first I write the code in Visual Studio Code, and then I run some commands and I get some errors, I fix it, and then I open it here, again I get some errors, then I fix it, and finally I see the output. Look at the complications. And I'm a developer professional developer for 8 years, and I've been coding since I was 15, so I'm 35 now. So I've been coding for 20 years, and even for me, this took a few steps. So when you try to teach someone for the first time web programming, and you tell them, hey, you know what, you first type the code here, you have all these things on the left side, right side, bottom side, commands, type this, type that, errors, look at this, some red errors and whatnot, and after doing all this, then you tell them, open your browser, type something here, again get some error, then type something, and finally you see the output. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps. Okay, it's a lot of steps, and also I have a very fast, you know, SSD, some 24 GB RAM computer with high-end processors and everything. So everything is really fast, really, and I have an internet speed which is really good. But the problem is a lot of students, they don't have this much speed or this powerful computer. They don't have all the tools. They don't know how to type the commands. There are too many complications. So after seeing this problem with a lot of students, I decided to kind of do something about this. And that is where I found out about Codepen. Okay, this is why we use Codepen, because actually once you become a developer, you're supposed to use Visual Studio Code, you know, this thing called HTTP server, you know, this command I typed here, some commands, and then you're supposed to see the output here, and also you have to develop even more tools to get your output. Now that is the proper way to do web app development, and one day you will do it. Once you become a web app developer, once you finish this course or any basic web app course, you will do like how I just showed. But while you're learning something for the first time, this is very important. Now when you're learning for the first time, you are already confused about what you're learning. You know, you're already thinking, what is this HTML, what is this CSS, what is this JavaScript? You are very confused. You're like, oh no, you know what, this is all getting confusing, man. I already have complications here, and I also have to worry about Visual Studio Code, commands, browsers, typing this, typing that, pasting here, pasting there. Don't want all that complication. So we'll make our life simple. When I say simple, we'll make it simple now. I mean, tomorrow life will anyway get complicated. So that is inevitable. You know, life is going to get complicated, programming is going to get complicated, but right now we are learning the basics. So what we'll do, we'll use Firefox browser, easy to install, runs on all computers. Whether you're Linux, Mac, Windows, Firefox is same. And we'll use Codepen. Where is Codepen? Yeah, there you go. We'll use Codepen. Again, Codepen runs on Mac, Windows, everything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the best thing, another nice thing I like about Codepen is, and another complication, see, if I'm writing the code in Visual Studio Code, I have to use something called GitHub. So you may be wondering, if you're a new student, like a basic student, you're like, ayo, how many more things? What is this GitHub now? We'll talk about it later. Another complication. But if you're using Codepen, you don't have to worry about GitHub. Not right now. You'll think about it later. I am sure you have to. If you're a developer, you should know how to use GitHub. All right. So what Codepen does is you create an account. It's free. Okay. All of this is free. Okay. I mean, I'm paying some money. You know, you can see here on my account, it says I am a Codepen Pro. Yeah, I did pay money for it because I need some professional features. But if you're a learner, you can just create a free account and you can log in. And whatever code you're doing, it is stored online. You know how people say stories about, oh, they're writing some code, they forgot to save, some power cut, computer crash, or they just forgot to save and the file was deleted, blah, 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 blah. So many problems happen, which is not under our control. And that can be very frustrating. With Codepen, it's online. It's like how you store photos on Google Drive or Google Photos. Everything is saved. So today you are practicing on one computer, tomorrow you have another computer, fine. You have two computers, great. You are coding in one computer, everything is saved online. You go to another computer, saved online. You buy a new computer, everything is saved. You never lose it. Everything is backed up. Or maybe you have one computer in school, like a classroom computer, you have one computer at home, or you share your computers. Again, no problem. Everything is stored online. So because of this reason, to make your learning easy and simple, we are going to use only 2 tools for our classes in the beginning. Okay. After some classes, yes, I'll teach how to use Visual Studio Code and all that. But as of now, yes. So let's go back to my PowerPoint here. The only 2 tools we are going to use are Firefox and Codepen, and that's about it. These are the 2 developer tools we're going to use in throughout the classes until I know that you have learned all the basics. When we build our final project, now the final project is this, you know, ultimately when all the sessions are over and you finish your training, you should be able to build this. If you can build this, that means you're no longer a basic developer and my job is successful. I have successfully taught you how to become a very basic web app developer. So when we build this final project after so many classes, that time we will use Visual Studio Code like a proper developer practice. But till then, we are going to use Firefox and Codepen and nothing else. So those are the developer tools I want to talk about, and that was the main topic of this specific session. Now I have put a section here on the textbook. You know, this textbook is available here. I hope you already copied down the address. If you have not copied it down, like I said, just go to this website. Where is this? Yeah, go to this main link right here, the same link which I have put up here, this one. If you go here, you'll find out the link to my textbook, link to the videos, link to Twitch, link to YouTube, everything you'll find. Okay, so according to my textbook, which I've written, you know, yes, the developer tools we are going to be using are Firefox and Codepen. There are a lot of other tools. I'll talk about it as the classes progress. Right now, I'm not going to talk about it because it's not relevant right now. Okay, so that is what I wanted to discuss in this session. So I'm going to leave the session open so you can go ahead and ask me any questions you have. I'll leave this open for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, as long as the questions keep coming. So this is your time. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, so I'm going to wait 5-10 minutes and then the session will be over. So go ahead, it's question time. And once again, a big shout out to Shemi for bringing in his viewers to this class. Thank you so much, Shemi. Just want to say thank you to Shemi. So this is question time. If any questions, please go ahead. Okay, thank you, Nega Trataran for following me. Thank you so much. I think there were some other people who followed me. Let me just see. I think it is. Where is that? I'm just saying. SO, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for following, SO. Thank you. Yes, I think those are the ones. Yeah. Thank you, Negatron. I'll just call it Ron, or Nega. Thank you, Nega. Thank you so much. So guys, I'm gonna stay online for at least 5-10 minutes. If you have any questions, please go ahead and paste them. No coding today, like you said. This is the second session, just putting that basement in place. So just putting that basement in place before I start the actual coding session. So the first few sessions, I mean, this is it, developer tools. So next class we'll start with Codepen directly. So the class has been going on for 49 minutes, so I'm going to stay for at least 10 minutes, so make it like a 1 hour. So if people are still online, go ahead, type your question. If there are no questions, yeah, of course, it's fine. We are wrapping it up, guys. No, nothing else will be discussed other than questions. So you can leave or you can stay online. Both are okay. But thank you everyone for joining. Definitely. So now we are just in the question time. So yeah. Okay, and then RAR VTS. Thank you for following RAR VTS. And of course Shami again, thank you so much for rating the channel. Thank you so much, man. And let's see, Cash, thank you for following me. Lost Algorithm, thank you for following me. Thank you so much. We are now in question time, so if you have any questions, please type it in. Sorry, no coding today. Coding will start from tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is going to be coding. So the classes are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every week, same time. And all the recordings are available on YouTube. So what I do is I do the class, Twitch records it anyway. So from Twitch, I kind of export it to my YouTube channel so people can watch it. That is the plan. Just waiting to see if there are any questions. So I don't think today there's going to be any questions because it was just explanations and so on. But still, if someone has any questions, yes. The thing is, there is a small delay between me speaking and that speaking showing up on Twitch. Sometimes it is 10 seconds, sometimes it is 20 seconds, and I've noticed that for different people it is different delay. So yeah, right. Okay, so I'm just gonna go away for a couple of minutes. If anyone has any questions, please put it in there. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap it up because I have nothing else to say, because I want to speak other things, but this is a programming session, so I'm gonna keep it that way. Hi, Nega. I'm gonna just call it Nega. Nega. So, well, I was originally a C programmer. That is what I learned when I was 15, and then I learned C++. Now, when I graduated, I knew C and C++, a bit of HTML. So most of it, self-learning, and then I kind of stopped programming for 4 years. because I was actually I did my MBA, I did engineering, and then I became an MBA, and then I did a sales job. I was an enterprise salesperson for almost 4 years, but then I came back to programming. So I pretty much learned it on my own. Because I was not a good student. I don't like, like my faculties. I just felt like they were just teaching things to finish chapters, finish the syllabus. And they just come on the class and then say something and then give some homework and go away. So I did not like whatever they were teaching in the classroom. And so I just took the book and I would learn it on my own. Online Stack Overflow and things like that, and then I'll just give myself a project. I have a lot of hobby projects. If you go to my GitHub, which is there on the website, the Bari Basics website. yeah, I did not like the classroom teaching. I love to learn in a classroom, but the problem is I always felt like a lot of teachers, not all of them, some of them, they would only teach to finish the topics for sake of syllabus and things like that. So I mostly learned on my own. I would just practice from online textbooks, websites. Stack Overflow is one website. W3 Schools, that's another very good website. W3 Schools, another good website. And then Mozilla has a very good developer website for website programmers. In fact, the textbook uses a lot of information from the Mozilla website, and in all the textbooks you'll see links and references to the Mozilla website. So that is pretty much how I learned. And the thing is, I am a multi-platform developer, which means I do coding in a lot of languages. I do iPhone programming, I do Android programming, I do .NET programming, Node.js programming. I also do Azure programming, C, C++. I do MATLAB programming. I've learned a lot of things. Over the last 8 years. I like to learn new things all the time. So one of those things is web programming. So I'm not just a web app developer, but I want to teach basics. This has always been something I want to do. So I want to teach C# and C++ and all that. But the problem is, today I feel that the world is going in a direction where web programming is becoming very, very important. It is impossible. It's almost becoming like English. I'm from India. English is not my mother tongue. My mother tongue is Kannada. My wife's mother tongue is Telugu. So English is not our main language, but we have to learn because that is the language of the world. So similarly, if you are going to become a programmer, it doesn't matter whether you are a .NET programmer, C# programmer, iPhone programmer, Android programmer, cloud programmer. It doesn't matter. You need to know how to, at least the basics of web programming, at least the basics. So that is why I decided, okay, I'm going to write a textbook. That is why I decided to do these classes. It's not just the main reason is that I want to teach. It's also, on a more honest level, because of the pandemic, my company got shut down. I had my own company in Hyderabad. I just showed you I was in Hyderabad. That's where our house was. And but because of the pandemic, we had a classroom, we had an office where we wanted to invite people for workshops and all that. All that got cancelled because of the pandemic. So now we are in a small town because it's not possible to live in the big city anymore. So I also need to do something. So here we go. That is what I'm doing. So it's helping me pass time. If people can benefit from it and learn, man, that is going to be the best. So yeah, I hope it answers your question, Negatron. I can't pronounce your name. So I hope that answers your question. If you guys have any other questions, we are coming up on 1 hour mark. I don't mind staying long if there are any questions. But if there are no questions, I'm going to wrap it up at exactly in about 2 to 5 minutes. That'll be the 1 hour mark. But if anyone has any questions, okay, Negataran has replied. Excellent, man, excellent. Thank you for asking that question. It was getting a little quiet, no questions, so thank you for asking the question. Okay, so guys, we have about like a minute left, so I don't think any new questions are going to come. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. So thank you so much for Shami for bringing his entire army of viewers into this class. Thank you so much for all the people who followed. I couldn't reply to you immediately when you followed. I was in the middle of the class. So this is session 2 of our Bari Basics web programming course. I'm gonna do these classes every week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, live on my Twitch channel. Okay, so please join for the classes. If you miss the classes, check my YouTube channel. All the classes that I do live, they are recorded and put on the YouTube channel. And don't forget to visit our website. It's right there on the screen, stories.thechalaks.com/bari-basicas. That is our website where you can go for more details. So I'm gonna fold here. Once again, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you, Navya. Thank you so much. I hope everyone learned something today, and hopefully many of you will come back tomorrow, same time, for what I'm going to learn tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we are going to learn, let me see, tomorrow we're going to jump in. We're going to jump into some coding. That is what I'm going to do. If I go to my tutorials here, I'm going to be, yes, there we go. The basics, folders and files. That's what I'm going to start with tomorrow. So yes, thank you so much, Altaya. Thank you so much, man. And guys, again, so thank you so much. We have crossed the 1 hour mark and there are no new questions. So take care until tomorrow. Bye bye.